Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I'm looking at this chart right now, right, for Bitcoin, obviously, and I'm staring at this idea. We keep hitting this key level, right? And what I'm seeing is like kind of the basic structure of an ascending triangle. We kind of have like this new trend. Like first, I felt like we lost the trend, we broke down, but now you can kind of see it's like we're kind of chugging along here. And this, now that we're getting oversold, I kind of, I'm sticking. So I got into the trade, right? We came up. I was up $100. We came down. I just got out of the trade at basically up $3. You can see. Okay. I have no more position open. It's kind of cool you guys got to pick back up from where we left off because it's been a very intricate day of trading. Now, so let's look at the bigger idea. Kind of an inverted head and shoulder in a way, right? And honestly, we almost might be Adam and Eve, kind of an Adam and Eve here as well. So this is the market structure we've been forming for the last few hours. First, it was this beautiful pennant. It broke out. We retested, and previous support has now been resistance. We just continuously keep retesting 56,680 for whatever reason. It's like a battle at this area. Bang, 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 bang. So, and I would like to see the 1 minute get back above that 200 SMA. Right? We had it. We were doing great. And that was a beautiful trade right there alone, right? From in at 56.9, out at 57.196. That was a nice trade, right? I wanted more. We didn't get it when we lost here. When we got around here, I was, why did I bail on the trade? The 7 minute didn't look good. Looked like it was going to actually start to give us more of a downtrend here. We started to curve just earlier here on the 7, and it started to actually pan out like we were going to get a pretty nasty dump. See this? And I was in the trade. We were, I was like, why would I go and watch, and look like it was going to fall pretty. We wicked, but we recovered. And we didn't previous resistance. We did not lose that. And so that's what's got me kind of gearing, wanting to get back inside this trade again and take this same structure. So here it is. Here's the trade. It's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. My stop loss gets to be lower now at 56,009, which is great because I waited for us to get to the bottom of the pattern. I'm going for 60,390 now. I have my zero. And we're going for 60K. Risk 263 for $1,000. And if I get down near $100, like if this starts to come here and doesn't look good, I cut it off, right? But at the worst comes to worst, I lose 269. Now it's a high risk, but let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame, which to me is the most weight of the day, and it just says, hey, I got to get a pump here. Now I do see a bearish divergence, and that could be the end of our rally. I will give you that. There's a bearish div here, and the RSI is pretty spent. And so I can see how there's there's a lot of people shorting, there's a lot of people longing right here, and there's going to be a battle over who wins. My idea is this: I risk small amounts near crucial areas. If they tend to break, I'm pretty good at, seeing that they're going to continue. And then I'm willing to take the short. And I'm not like all long, even when I'm long. I'm okay. I'm like willing to be open-minded to this idea. But if we stay above this and we pump, I get to ride it. So like by being open-minded, I take advantage of the situation. Right? So yeah, even when I'm long, I don't believe that I'm right. You get it? You know what I mean? So that's like the difference, right? That's the difference. When I was a younger trader, I was right. Like I was always right or wrong. You know what I mean? But that's not the case anymore. Over the years, you just start realizing it's not about that. It's about you took the probability. If the probability plays out, it works out in your advantage. If not, it is what it is, right? Now, Bitcoin's starting to fall down, right? I didn't enter the trade yet. I waited. I hesitated. Why? Because I want to see maybe what the 1 minute. Look, the 1 minute's overbought. And it's funny, yes, the small timers, they could say, oh, they're minuscule, but the more, if you trade with me all the time, you'll start to realize, like, you can get a massive dump. The 1 minute can start a massive dump. Like, you could start, this stochastic could be the one that starts a massive dump to the downside. And if you weren't paying attention, it's surprising. And it's weird how the smaller time, like, look, this is starting to be what's called a descending triangle, right? We lost the 200 SMA. It's a rounded top. So now you're like, okay, resetting the 1, but then, like, somehow get back. So if we can get back above this point of control and the 200 SMA, that could, and we make some type of flag, that may give me the better idea that the bigger trade will play out on the 1 hour too. Like, I'm looking for my precision entry, right, on the small time frame. Now, again, they are going after people left and right. You don't want to get caught up in big time. Like, if you see a big idea on the 4 hour, I've taken it without looking at the smaller time frames before. You don't always have to be in the tiny time frames, right? But they can help just give you confirmation once you've decided what you plan on doing. 58,000 still telling us that it's like, many a day I went against this, like, or I just said, yeah, it's there, but whatever. And lo and behold, we hit it. Till they found that I just really don't, it's more likely. Now I've learned through trial and error, and you guys see me every day, that this happens all the time, right? That, like, 80 to 90% of the time, we are going to hit these two levels of liquidity before anything below here gets hit. There's just nothing there really to challenge this idea. Nothing dark red enough. Like, the red it's just like a heat map order book. The darker the red, the more people are there, right? So 58,000, 60,000, there's a lot of people in these areas, okay? So I'm getting a descending triangle here on the 1 minute. So I'm not entering the trade per se yet. I haven't gotten into the trade yet. And remember, the whole market kind of, if you're in an altcoin trade right now, whether it's Solana, Matic, I don't care what you're in, it's going to depict on kind of what goes on right here. This gets a nasty dump down, you're better, it's going to affect the rest of the market. It goes up and goes sideways, better for altcoins. This gets a huge pump. Altcoins might even take a little, So I'm always watching Bitcoin no matter what I'm trading. So you can see this is the trend line. You want to see us break this trend. You pop above here, that's going to be a good sign. It looks like we may see that when you get this little turn on the Stokes. Years of doing this, a lot of times that tells me you'll get a pop. I know that's crazy, right? But, like, you'll get that sensitive to price action. Sometimes you'll see this, right now it doesn't, but you'll see this look exactly like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It'll kind of give you that, oh, okay. Look, there we are opening a candle outside of the resistance. There we go. Interesting, right? Oh, I don't use this one, right? I already have it on another one. So this trade's starting to make sense to me. Starting to call my name a little bit. And so I don't have to start with I can start with the 100 for the 500, right? If I lose $100, I'm going to be in pretty good shape, right? Like, I'm not going to care too much. And honestly, I could actually go all the way down to, look at that, it was at 555.7s. Could I go that low? 555.77 or 555.77? Risk 137 for 438. Still not a bad risk reward ratio, right? And I'm deep. And so, bang, I'm going to enter the long here. I like how the trend line's being held by the smaller time frame. Okay. But I had to, like, feel out the situation first, right? And we've been watching this kind of all day long. Funny, my liquidation price is the 277. 54,277. And that's the key. Like, where is your stop? The stop is 55,777s, right? 139 for 436. I'll take that. That's more than a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, right? And that's a trade I would like to double. You know, look, up $8. Market's going crazy. I'd like to double down on that. And so I did. 800 at 20x leverage, $16,000 trade. I wouldn't mind doubling that entire trade. Right? Not right now, but I wouldn't mind it. That would be like doing this right here. Putting another 272 a margin. And so I'm looking for this liquidity to get grabbed here at 58, 57.5 first, and then 58,000. Okay. And, you know, I may not go all the way to the target. A lot of times I get bigger targets, and I know I'm going to be taking profit probably here. If we get it, and it also depends on the speed of the trade. If I get into a trade and it goes like this sideways for a few hours, and then it comes up and goes side, and then usually I'll be out, you know, in these areas. But if in the next 2 seconds you just go, like, I'm out, you know. Whenever I get these quick moves that are just like unheard ofly ridiculous, I get out fast, you know, because it's like, I can't tell you how many times that was a liquidity grab that went really quick and it was gone like lightning. Like, it was like poof, poof, and we were back here again. And I was like, man, that was $1,000 I had, but I didn't have, you know, because so I'm more apt to take those quickly. All right. This also somewhat, look, it shows the show. It's also, this resembles, if we go even to the 5 minute here, it's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to me. It's sloppy. It may not be perfect, but I see a shoulder, a head, and I see an inverted head and shoulder here that could get me paid. You know, this is all negated if we lose the 200 SMA and even the 5 minute chart. You know, that's a good chart. That's a good time frame. And again, I do use the 7, but like, you're like, oh, he's on the 5 now. I use it all. Like, I'll bounce all around. Like, they all work, you know, and they all tell me something. Like, whenever one of them's above one, it's a better sign. When they're all above it, it's a better sign. And today feels kind of like a choppy, it feels like a Monday. It really does, right? And it does make sense. Like, the market erupted last night into the morning. So now the market's kind of like, the market's psychologically dealing with what happened. It's trying to process. Like, all the people that got shorted are they're all trying to process. Right? And that's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what happened? Right? And so I think that's kind of what it's all about. You know what? And you got everyone who's like me, like, I'm just persistently long based off of stochastics RSI. You know, they look good here on the 5 too. Like, we're going to get some type of bounce back up to the top of the trail. So far, we did get a bounce, right? We're up $30, right? 3.5%. A lot of people can't make $30 out of $80 leverage trading, right? They couldn't do it. If they wanted to, they couldn't show you how to do this, right? On their best day. And I'm not saying I'm like, you know, but this is, you know, look how long we took to kind of figure out. And again, this could go back to 0 in 2 seconds. It's leverage trading. You know, you don't get too high and mighty over a tiny win. But the idea is we're following a pattern and a plan. Okay. And you can see how, like, it's starting to form somewhat of a structure here that's showing signs of life. And previous support is resistance. And that's another key idea for me. Resistance, bounce, fall through, bounce again, reclaim that level, right? And 57K is a big deal. We hold 57,000. Then 60K is on the way. We lose 57K, we could fall back down here to 54, and then, you know, we went up pretty fast. That was I can't. Can you believe it, right? We were just at 51,000. And look, we gave this call in my live. I just can't believe in my trading group right there. When that flag came down on the 1 minute, I looked at it and was like, that's like, I put out a video like, that's the trade. And I got in and it was gone, man. I sold early. Then I got in here. I traded this flag. I traded that flag. I traded every little flag you see. My strategy is just trading the flags. So simple to me. Once you start to rip, and then what happens is price will get away from the 21, the Stokes will get high, and you can take some profit. And usually you'll get a chance to get back in. The more you do it, the less scared you are to take profit. And that's why I can sell like 3 or 4 times in a bull day when I used to have no guts to sell, because I would be like, I have to stay in this trade. This is my only chance because this is my only time I could have made such an entry. But now I can repeat these entries throughout the day, right? Like I sold this morning. I'm back in again, I got in somewhere, and I got in here this morning. Last night I found this flag. I just traded this flag yesterday. The Stokes were low, yes, but I just traded this flag. And I said, and I said to my trading group, I'm going to take this because we've won so many. I figured if I had no fear of losing anymore, I'm like, we've won so many trades. What does it matter? Right? Short 4%, 33 bucks. Okay. And let's jump into the chat for a second here and see what people are saying. Here for the lifer. Go join the 99 equals the GOAT, man. Chris Ghost, I love you, man. I'm up 10. Can't wait to get home and trade. Unbelievable. Pepe flag on the 1. 1 minute Stoke reset already. Pepe perpetual. Could there be a play there? That's high risk, high reward. Excuse you, me. Excuse me, you. Or excuse you. Excuse me. Excuse me, man. Let's take a look. Let's see. 0.1, 2, 3. It's hard to they blend, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2604. And then the stop. And I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm just taking a look at what if I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2402. All right. And you bring it up. So you risk $50 for $197 on the Pepe move here. All right. Every time I've traded one of these, I lose the money immediately. So I usually never trade an altcoin. You have support or resistance here that could hold because you have resistance and you have one there too. And you're low in the stochastics and you're above a point of control. My stop loss isn't below the point of control, but it's pretty close. I don't like losing money. You know, $40 makes more sense for me. I'll go small ball. So I'll risk $40 for 120, right, on the Pepe trade. It's funny, you guys got me trading an altcoin. But again, this all depends on the Bitcoin trade. Like, I'm still using Bookmap because if Bitcoin starts to, it doesn't have this liquidity up here, I'm likely not taking this Pepe trade. You see what I mean? Yeah, number one rule of trading is don't lose money, right? That's the number one rule. Don't lose money, all right? Like, a lot of people all get bummed out when they don't make enough. They compare, oh, this guy 10x and I didn't make any. But, like, they forget how many people, every day you beat your, say you got into a trade, it pumped, then you sold, right? And then every day you beat yourself up over a trade that, like, I could have made more. Remind yourself of how many people got wrecked that day. Go look at some liquidation site and, or just read about liquidations and realize, like, wow, a lot of people lost it all today. Like, they didn't just get a stop loss, or they didn't sell early. They got completely annihilated. Like, they lost their entire portfolio, you know? Right? And so, like, a coin like Pepe, I may even see the stop. Like, oh, see it? We were up $11. You see that a second ago? Look, Bitcoin not doing well because now Bitcoin's only up $10, right? Bitcoin's back at 56,940. So they're gonna follow each other, and you can feel today's kind of like a very volatile day, very volatile day. You can feel it. I wonder if you can get out flash close at $2 on this coin. Like, ooh. Yeah, see. That's still oversold on the stochastic. And it's watching Bitcoin like a hawk. Like, Bitcoin bounces back to 57,000. You'll see this thing. It's like, they're like, so I'm got Bookmap running no matter what I'm really playing. So Bookmap, Bitcoin back up 25. Like, it'd be amazing. We get that huge short squeeze, and then this will just follow. Most altcoins would bubble up. So we put $100 in margin. We're risking $40 for 200, right? That's the thing. And what I do is when we get up to this dotted line, I'm out. That's my plan, no matter what happens. Like, whenever this stochastics resets to the top, I'm gonna get out of the trade. That's like the plan. All right. Hopefully it gets up there. It doesn't like come down and stay down here forever, which could happen, right? So I took that Pepe trade. Probably gonna not watch it fly now. Look, it's gonna pump so hard. Look at that thing. It would have been up like $50, right? So if you took this trade, you're in the money now. Pepe's hot right now too, just in general. Right? It's trending, it's popping. Oh wow, we would have made $100 almost, right? We would have made 200, but we'd be up almost $100 at this point. That thing's mooning. Look at that thing going all the way to my. Oh, I would have been up so big right now. Dang it. Look at that. Because there we would have been up $200. So now we're like, dang, and I closed the trade right before it pumped. I never lever trade altcoins though. That's the thing. It's just not my thing. But as long as Bitcoin can keep this sideways, and again, it's dangling this liquidity above us for Bookmap. It's telling me there's liquidity above us. That's a beautiful trade right there. Like in and out. And again, it gets to the dotted line, done. In at this one, out at that one. That's what I got to do too, is stop watching price action so much and just stick to my stochastic. But you just never know. I didn't want to lose money. I wanted to protect the purse, right? Wow, that's good. Bitcoin got back above there. That's a good sign, you see? Above the 200 SMA. And now it's in like, look, it looks like it's breaking out of like kind of a symmetrical triangle, see? I see a move for Bitcoin about to pump now. The Pepe team has said, let Bitcoin move. So I see a pump for Bitcoin to 52.84 now. Likely going to happen pretty fast. And again, that I never traded an altcoin, but I did it without losing money. I think we made a very small amount on that. Oh, I made $18. It's actually pretty impressive. I made 18%. That's amazing. I'll take that on $100. I'll take that all day. Just add that to the day. This Pepe trade looks like it's gonna go even better now. Again, even maybe it's small time frame, but I'd be flagging it out again. I wouldn't be surprised if it just flares up first, though, hits the target, and then it makes its next trade, its next flag. But remember, like, even, and I want to reiterate this, and it is a Bookmap stream, but I'm saying this because even if I am, whatever I'm trading, I'm watching Bookmap to see what, like, and I've seen, like, this level could disappear. Next thing you know, there's a big red bar down here. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? All right. See how I get absolutely wrecked is I place the trade and hope it goes my way with a little TA, but no stop loss. And it goes the opposite way every time. So I put a stop every single time. And it very rarely goes against me. But I really think about the trade. And I have to find it. I have a checklist. All right, look at my checklist and write this down before you get into a trade. Is the price in a bullish pattern? And I write, yeah, that's a bull flag / falling wedge. They break out 68% of the time. So I say yes, as I start to draw this, number one, it is in a bullish pattern, right? Is the RSI and the stochastics turning up? You can add the MACD too. Is the MACD turning? If you see all those three things with the turn, and like, yeah, this had that kind of curve. And so, yeah, is there support or resistance? Previous resistance became support. It told me, yeah, there was support there that could give me the pump. All right. Now I got everything kind of in line now, right? Is price near the 21-day moving average, right? I would keep writing these things down. And then look for a high volume node on the VRVP here too, right? Like, look, we did have a high volume node here. And you don't get in when the Stokes are up here, right? You get in when the Stokes are down here. Stochastics RSI. So if you follow that, even just that 5-point checklist that I just gave you right now, and you don't get into trades until those things are met, you have such a better odds of making some gains, okay? I want to see people make gains. Like, if you join my trading group, fine. If you don't, it's okay. I'm going to do, God is taking very well care of me. Like, things are going very well. So it's whatever you want. It's whatever you can get out of the information I provide. But I want to see people make gains. I want to see people change their lives. And again, yeah, I may have just made $20 off of $100. Like, it's not life-changing wealth, right? But the idea is to get so good at technical analysis that you could take $100 in front of a random people and show them how to use it properly without losing it. Okay? That's the key. All right. What helped determine the stop loss? The previous support is resistance. Previous resistance, there is support, right? And this has to be a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio from my entry. So let's look at this one. We're starting to do the same thing here now. The target's there. This target's going to take us a little higher now because we're making a flag. And so look, and I like, here I might bring, and again, here's your previous support or resistance. It's on the wick, but you can even take the candle body. And so I'd like my stop loss below resistance because if we come, we should bounce, right? And then you want this to be a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. And I map out the trade yet again. It's a 2-4-7-7. And then we're going up to 2-6-3-4. What I like to do is risk what I just made if I'm in, like I go 13 for 48 now. If I lose $14, I still win. I'm still at $4, right? Specifically the way they do this with barely any fees. If I win another $50, right? And so, I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm just going for the, Now, price isn't near the 21 yet. I usually like to wait for that to happen. So that tells me we're likely going to drop further down. I didn't think about it, you know, kind of preemptive. And think about these, you know, this is like the other trade was far better of a trade because there was more, like there was a lot more support and resistance around me. But again, at this point, I'm really just trading support and resistance. And Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin's still at 56,980. I still have Bookmap running, and I don't see any liquidity below us. It's telling me Bitcoin should be getting to 56,200 soon, and when that happens, it should affect this Pepe trade in a positive way. So Bookmap's even showing me, okay, things are going well. And even if Bitcoin goes sideways, it should affect the trade in a positive way, right? And I trade bull flags. Like, that's a known pattern that many times in my life I've seen break up to the upside. So I'm just kind of doing, you know, what I want, you know. I made 33 bucks in that Pepe trade. That's amazing, man. Are you kidding me? Yep. I'm just waiting for this breakout. And a lot of times, too, you don't have to sit here and stare at the price action. I'm here with you guys watching it. But, like, you know, I said it, forget it. Like, if I'm trading big money with more leverage, I got to sit here, too, because there could be a huge spike, and that's, you know, you get out right there. And if you don't see the spike, it could be a difference between a few $1,000s or 500 bucks. So, unfortunately, you know, it can be somewhat time consuming to grind through a leverage trade. Shout out to Anthony. We love you, man. Thank you. God bless you, Sam, for giving us your most valuable asset. Thank you, man. No worries. Appreciate that. My wife's so loud, right? My wife here's Bitcoin back at 56,990. We want to see it stay at this level or break through. We don't want to see if we see a nasty drop for Bitcoin, it's going to tell us something here. This 57,000, you know, they go 10, and the whole market kind of goes hand in hand as the move goes. Crazy that only pump. That should have changed the price by like $10, $20, $10. I feel like it was a big move. We should be up huge right now. $2. 10% again, though. Again, we didn't put a lot, 18%. So I put more in the trade, right? But again, the non-greedy protocol, like $10, 13. That's kind of amazing. Right? And then now I grabbed another 11. And actually, this is bending, showing signs of more of a pump. And again, same trade from the beginning. You could still be in the same trade, but like you had to fought through all this, right? Sell here. You know, I sold early again, but the sell was there really technically at the time. I didn't wait. I wasn't patient. All right. Bookmap at 990, 56,980. Now, I also like to see the CVD. If this gets to like 4 or 5,000, starts to tell me, you know, that the market's getting very, very overheated in the shorts. But we could get, like they're saying, hey, we want 60K. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to 60K into tonight. You know, wow, again, another massive pump for Pepe out of the flag. And you can see I sell early, but again, you never know if it was going to pump like that, but you maximize your gains. But again, another beautiful trade. And I showed you, you enter here with low stochastics. Now, the stochastics weren't low here, but we could feel the flag, right? You know, I had a sense that this flag could break out. And you know people are trading Pepe. It's hot today, too. So it's, you know, if the bots pick up on price action, and that Bitcoin trade's up there $50 now, right? Bitcoin's back above 57,000. And so that's giving us, you know, again, like I showed you, like this is helping me trade Pepe by showing me what's happening. And we really should see this. We should hit 53 too. You see this? Nice bar of liquidity right there. But see how quick an alt can get. I mean, alts are just, they can change direction in a second. I'm always very wary of them. Like technically now you're in a rising wedge, right? Which start to break down 68% of the time. Never beat yourself up about when you sell or how you sell if you sell in the green. That should be a number one rule of trading. Like, if you sell in the green, always be happy. Like, I should be so happy that I made, what, the $29, right? And this trade's going well, so. Yep. That short looks like it's going to dump nicely now. Now they go clean up all that liquidity right back down, right? But I don't know. You still got the flag that didn't hit the target. Be surprised. Like, flags almost always want to hit their target. I don't know why. But for me, I see it all the time. Look at the 777s right there. It was weird. But a lot of people lose a lot of money too, not doing what they're doing, not knowing what they're doing, trading leverage, especially with these smaller coins. So look, we did break out. Like you could see, this was supposed to break out. Like to me, that's a goal. Like if I get that, it's amazing. Like if you get that much of a breakout on a tiny little move like that, that's awesome, right? So again, you don't want to be losing the 200 SMA. That will tell you that this could be cat ears. Kind of looks like cat ears, right? And you're making a move to the downside. Looks like a little cat, right? I think I have to go there, but. Right? Little cat, little kitty cat. Anyway, you get the idea. Gains for life. What's up? Take the short uni. I try to watch as much Lifer as you can. It seems like you do watch as much Lifer as you can. You don't try. Sound like you get it done. You know. Nice. So flag stays, right? Everything all look shoulder, head, right shoulder is messy, but it's still somewhat bullish to me. It's bullish until it's not. And look, you go. Look at this one, it's still going. Made another little flag. That flag should break out the length of this pull. See, you still have this momentum here. But now you have a resistance you have to break through. Do or do, there is no try. Best mentor in the game, yep. And Pepe just erupted. It was waiting for Bitcoin to get above a certain area, and then the Pepe kings and queens were coming out to play, right? I own some Pepe, and I remember riding Pepe from the very beginning. Yeah, if you just get out of the smaller time frames, I mean, this does say there's a big move coming still. That would be the next target for Pepe. But that's what I do. Then I zoom in, and you can get busy on the small time frames to make sure you can, find your way here. Like if I know that's going to pop, then I'm drawing this. I might even set alerts. And this would be the next entry I would make. And then switch back to the one once this pops, and then just let the rest kind of take care of itself, right? So I use smaller time frames for entry when I see that the bigger time frame says ready to go, right? All right. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how that just dropped right off the trend line like it was supposed to. It's like I'm not the only one who drew this trend line and saw it this way, because how did it know how to move like that? Right? So that tells me that there's something going, and that solidifies technical analysis, because I'm like, how did that? There's no way that could have happened, and that will happen on a daily constantly to the point where you never think there's no such thing as a coincidence, right? Now, crazy, look, fast move, turned right into a red candle. If we lose the 200 SMA, we drop. These are just the facts of life. And that would affect the Pepe, any trade that you're in, right? Coinbase has had a lot of new coins. Coinbase has been keeping up, honestly. This is the one year where almost all the exchanges are pretty good at getting, pretty small cap gems. So you can get almost any, look, the Pangolin was on Coinbase, wasn't it? And Pangolin's been out of control. That's a small cap, right? So yeah, I mean, Coinbase has been in the game. I mean, this rally specifically has had a lot of information, a lot of coins that you can get with low market caps, even on pretty big exchanges. You don't have to go there's still the deep dive, and there's still, you want to find the IDOs and all the fun stuff. All right. I'm still watching Pangolin right now, see. And again, Bitcoin back above 57,000. Look at that Pepe trade moon just now. For that initial trade at the very beginning of the whole thing is just in the money ridiculously. I think it all started here on this flag. So had I been patient, I wasn't patient enough, I would have hit my target and some. And would have made the $200 off the $100, right? Pepe is just out of control right now. And Bitcoin's ripping the 57,080. Pepe's just absolutely taking the cake, though. And who would have thought, right? Yeah. Wow. For the guy that doesn't trade altcoins, right? It's pretty crazy. But there you have it. What are you going to do? Beautiful bounce. We held our own here. Really messy, but we held our own. And we're still in a flag here that likely could. Now that's a nice little trade there. That looks like you're going to get a bounce right now. So you could scalp. This could be a scalp trade with a stop below the 200 SMA. Bang. I can't take it. I'm pretty much like in my trade now. Because I could put I guess you could always put, you could put a trade inside of a trade. I could put a chunk on right here that gets out right there. Right? Go over some profit. It's like that trade would look something like, I'd try to get out at 57.4. I would get out at 57.546. My stop would be at 56947. Risk $100 for about $300. And if that hits there, you take 300 off the table right off the bat, right? It doesn't, it adds to the trade, but you take out of, it shouldn't affect this original trade. It will make the average price change, though. It will average out that part of that trade, But I like what I'm seeing there. That's a nice trade. I'm not going to take it, but that's exactly how I would take it. And I'd risk 114 for 285, right? It's a little below. It's a 276. All right. And again, Bookmap's still giving us liquidity to the upside, saying, hey, man, 57.3 is our next big target, 57.2. I don't see why we won't make it into these two key areas. It's just nothing down here really incentivizing us to go down there. And then when you zoom out, you can just see it's just redder and redder, deeper and deeper, all the way up to 58. And then I was like, oh, and then the one up to 60,000. Pepe just got lit at because now it's at 27. Look at that thing. Wow. Shout out to Cheese Sauce Lachetta. I followed that BCH call. Thanks, man. And sold for 500 beans. Yeah, we go over a lot of stuff. We talk about a lot of things. And, yeah, a lot of people learn a lot of information. I appreciate that. So now we continue to watch this flag here on Bitcoin. This could be the next possible idea just for a scalp trade. There we go. And that once we see this as a resistance, you can see we break through this. You can just, you can tell it just, we'll have to hit the liquidity at about 57.2 again. Like 57 now feels like 52,000 it was. Just this little kind of area we're going to hit a bunch until we break through. Join the trading group if you're not in yet. Thank you for saying that, Cheese Sauce. Appreciate that. About 27. And so same thing here, and then I just start kind of all over again. And I just do the same things over and over again. So it's about being disciplined, really, right? I might even go to like a 30-second chart here. You might really need a smaller time frame. And that says it's going up to 29 now. I'd like the 21 to get into price action, though. So I would say more sideways price action. Let the 21 hit, and then boom, the next move. And the key is you could already be setting up your trade now because you don't have a lot of time in the 1 minute. You can be putting in, finding out where the 3 to 1 is. Right there, you could be 3.53. You type in your numbers, and you're ready to go for the, if that's what, if you hit the 21 and you're ready to rock, then boom, you have your next trade locked in. It's a really simple way to trade over and over again. 21-day moving average, low stochastic, attack, 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 and just like you just have to be relentless, and you're gonna hit enough. You'll hit, by the odds of stochastic statistical analysis, technical analysis, and on the statistics of it, you got to hit at least 3 out of 10 of those trades. Yep, I'm not in the group, but I have been watching for 2 years. The amount of knowledge I've gained has been incredibly amazing. Sam, you're the best. Thank you for saying that. It's very nice of you. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Shout out to Pickle Rick, Eric Eubanks, Skip Factor, the Crypto Sparky, your pal, Cryptoholic Love, Aura Lee, Michael Paz, D Shuffle. Is that Michael Pa? It's funny, right? Oculus L, Escape Path, and everybody here, Crypto Sports, D Shuffle, God bless you all, Anthony King, A Train, amazing, all the awesome people, Marlene, love you all, One Up, Cheese Sauce, Lachetta, and everyone here, Big Irish Crypto, L2, Carol, Vact, and Lakochi even, After Hours Investing, and Off Near Crypto. Yeah, traded Pepe with this call here, sold early, got in here again, sold early, and both times would have just ripped. But that's what happened today. I was trading altcoins, I guess, with the, just showing how you can use Bookmap to trade altcoins. You could even add the altcoins here. Let's see if they have a Pepe. No Pepe. Let me see, though, for sure. But this is, so I'm watching this connect back to the 21, and that would be my next call to get in again. Yeah, I'm in, yep, almost. And so I'm watching Bitcoin in this flag too, and I also made a Bitcoin trade live with everybody, and that trade's still green, up $54. And just the same flag we're watching Pepe on, we're really watching Bitcoin on. And so whatever you're trading, you're watching Bitcoin as you're trading. And so we're watching to see, this is the next kind of small little scalp trade that I'm putting on. I didn't get in, but I was saying if I weren't already in a trade, this is what I would be looking at. And with that, I'll leave you guys with this flag, but I'm still bullish at 57,126, and we'll see where the day goes. 58,000 is our first hurdle. Looks like we're going to get to it, and then it's on to 60K. It really is. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the trading group. Have a great day. Thank you.